Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 3 4. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Oh, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Hello. What's this cat doing? What does cat do? Who's that? What's this? Who's that? Thought she might look at herself now. You see yourself? How you doing? You sleepy tonight? Hey? She's a little desk cat, huh? Desk cat. Oops. Holy. Relax. Stop knocking that over. Sorry, I get distracted there. Sorry. All right. How are we? You know what I was thinking about? Oh, feels nice, but don't need my neighbors hearing this. They already dislike me enough. You know what I was thinking? I hate that I'm always so stuffed up when I... Alright. Mikoku. Mikuksu. What's up, man? Zdravio. Zdrovia? You know what I was thinking while I was waiting to come alive here is I think anti-Americanism will unite Europeans the same way it united Canadians, and they will all move to the left. I think that's a real risk right now. What's happening? Sorry, is that Krylik, my Russian brother? My Russian brother. Orushi. Oruski. Orus. Not getting sick. Don't say that. You don't say that. Why's this guy got no pants on? Huh? What the hell? Person sideways. Hey? What? But why? But why? Oh, I know. I am in Yugoslavia. It could be like... Looks dry as fuck. Just like here. Somewhere there? Or is it like... No. This is Mediterranean, right? Yeah. I think we're in. Might be like Greece though. I'm actually just like dying. I didn't sneeze once. It's like I come in this room. Ugh. Where was it, sir? Spain? Okay, well, I'll accept that. These like row houses reminds me of UK or sort of Yield. Bro, this is the UK. I don't know why in the UK they do these tiny yards with these little fucking fences. Why do they do that? I don't know, it's probably near London. Oh, this is where I came from. Who saw Euro plates back there, but this is the UK. They have the N and the L program also for drivers. That's interesting. Okay. Ireland. That would make sense. I will accept. I will accept. Wait, what? Interesting. South. Villa de Bougival. I actually don't know. I don't know. Is this like Russia or like Ukraine or? Nah, it looks a little southern. I bet you it's actually somewhere up here. Oh, it's close. Closer than I thought. Yeah, I was here. Sorry, that's Paris? The fuck? The fuck? Man, these cars are everywhere, eh? Huh? Guatemala? Guatemala? Bro, South America can be beautiful. Why is it just like cartel run, huh? Like if they could develop like sick governments, it would be a beautiful, beautiful continent. It looks like Spanish. You're correct. I think it is in Espanol. Looks like Spanish. Hey, good translation. Nice. Endure. Okay, well, I was close. I like that they named their capital city after their country, or vice versa. Huh? Why'd I have to go through the back alley? And this is Japan. Wait. We'll just say it's here because 2000. Wow. Do I have two more? Yeah, we'll throw it there. 260. Oh. How? It was Hong Kong? I guess one person got it, but how am I... This person is closer than me. I guess they were in China. Not that Hong Kong's China. Or wait, sorry, it's... Hong Kong's not China, right? It's a city-state, right? Ah. Oh, it's a... This is what it is. It's a special administration region. So it does. It does have a high degree of autonomy. Okay. Yeah, because it's separate from the CCP government for a lot of it. It's the only place in China that a lot of other businesses can like operate, right? A special economic zone, huh? Do 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 do. What are my toughest regions? Yeah, I do struggle with Taiwan, don't I? Yeah, Kenya, Nigeria. Yeah, I don't know the Horn of Africa. It's not the Horn of It's not the Horn of Africa. I don't know the Sub-Saharan Africa. IE, I said IE, and then I went fucking somewhere else. Didn't even cross my mind, Ireland. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, let's say this isn't Zurich. No. Okay, good. Yeah, he's close. Yeah, I went Zurich too, brother. Okay. Innsbruck. Partika. Kebab factory. EU plates. Large hedges, USR. Like a really nice city, man. Whoa, look at this cathedral, eh? I don't know where this is, though, but... Yes, I do. Riga. Riga looks like a nice city, man. Why is the strongest region in Canada? Huh? Damn it. Thought it was gonna be more than that. What? Where am I? This Espanol? Yeah, this is... What? Why can't I move? I don't know. Nobody knew. That bus was glitching into time and space. Corona, Electrico. Usopistas. Rapido. I don't know. It's probably not. Oh, is it Montevideo? Fuck. I'm out. That's it. Ooh. Ooh. All right. I need to get one. I need this. Come on. Jorge Ordonez. Castillo Latina. I thought that was houses. Is it? The city up there? Brazil? Bicola. Fuck. I'm gonna... Where's the mountain around here? Maybe this is Peru? Oh, come on now. I'm not dead yet. Fighting for my life. So last time I was so dead set it was Japan. This does look like Japan to me, though. Vending machines? Just one, though. Is this... I think this is Taipei, isn't it? What? What is he thinking? What did he pick? Throwing. He just threw that, didn't he? Yeah, this is definitely Japanese. Yeah, sorry. I you know what it was? I got scared because last time I thought it was Japan and it was Hong Kong. So this time I said I'm gonna go right in the middle and I'm gonna go Taiwan. Ooh. Karhontatu. Where's the sun? Idaste. Quite a far. It looks like this is what? Winter-ish time? Yeah, winter. That's why the sun looks so far away. We're probably... And this is definitely Middle European. EU, Soviet-style building blocks. Like how they just said, yeah, I'll just throw in some color. Although, decent little field, huh? What are they playing? Playing football, I think. All right. I'm gonna guess that this is Ukraine, or no? Is this? Is this Slovenia? Oh, it's too east. It's not. It's like, yeah, it's like up here, isn't it? Yeah. God damn it. Or too north. That's my bad. I deserve that. Tattoo is street signs common. Tattoo is street signs common in Finland. Finland. Want to play 1v1? I'm just back. Well, if you want to destroy me repeatedly, I don't know. I feel like I have like a couple more rounds left in me, a GeoGuessr. Is this Israel? No. .com? It's definitely not Israel. What? Is that an EU plate? Bro, this is like up here. Like, this is like North Spain, right? Oh, no, because it'd be in Spanish. Where is this? Stop, it's in English. Malta. Shudawari. All right. Let's just... Is this Mumbai? Look at this fucking shithole. Oh, you think this is north of New Delhi? Sure, I lose that too. Why not? Fuck it. It's always one or the other. No, it's not. It's in Bangladesh. Okay. I'll just... This is the most yellow car I've ever seen in my life. Same color as the yellow bag. EU. This Germany. Why is everything so yellow? What is this yellow? Chattergram Southeast. Is this Norway, you think? Sorry, I'm trying not to look at chat while I'm doing duels. I feel like that's sort of cheating. I don't think this is Norway, bro. Do you see these massive building blocks like this? And ooh, do you get some snow though? So I don't know. You're right. You're right. Norway, you were 100% right. God damn it. The scone is common in Norway, which is the zone in Norwegian. See, I'm not a details guy. Ooh. Okay. Do I even really want to be in gold 4? Not really. I don't. Master Division? Sorry, wait, what? No, don't break down this. How does it, there we go. It does go gold to master, eh? Then champion. Crazy. My goodness. I'm gonna fall asleep. Has to be my last GeoGuessr. Just does. Excuse me. 676767676767676767 Diddy. He was scared of me. Just do the wordle while we wait. Fight. Bread. Damn it. Do bread. How have I picked every letter that doesn't exist in this word? Boat. C. No E. Flops. Flops. Okay, well then. I'll take you out right after this GeoGuessr. I have to wait in here for 2 minutes, okay? My dog has to go outside. Of course you do. Whoa, what was that? Sito Canningbal. Wow, this is loud, huh? Fine. Alright. This is Malaysia, right? It's not. Still quite loud. Am I out? I'm gonna be out, aren't I? No! Okay, good. I knew it was in this area somewhere. I know. I'll let you out soon. Alright, they're not fooling me this time. This is Cambodia. Say it's outside Phnom Penh. Wait, what? Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka is not a real place. Have you ever met anybody from Sri Lanka? No, you haven't. It's not a real place. It's just a made-up place. Nobody lives there. Doesn't actually exist. I hate this fucking game. All right. Bolivia. Click. Oh, click. Sorry. Apologies, man. Yeah. Sri Lanka, not a real place. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Let me up here again. Click. You're very close. You're very close. I thought you had it there for a second. Thought you did. What? X? Link? Okay. Clink, click. You basically got it. You're just one off. UDP is back. Appreciate you, man. Do appreciate you. Do appreciate you. Good sad. I don't know what I want to play tonight. Kind of thinking like Ready or Not or something. Ready or Not, or could do Ugh. I had to update my Steam. Man, I'm tired tonight. You guys ready for the weekend? Is it the weekend yet or what? Seriously. Okay, that's good. I really gotta fix this edit, this layout. I don't know why I have like, what are these borders for? I don't know. It's weird. Okay. Oh, I think this is like past video or something. Like, I don't know. Should really just do this. Do the full. Put me in full, brother. But really don't. I actually don't like that. Turn that off. I kind of want to... Should I do it live? Okay, we'll do it live. Why not? It's the worst that could happen. So, what did I put here? Oh, this is the chat box, but... Like, I can just put that... Ooh, I see what they did. Well, why don't I just make a new scene? Let's go permission. Intermission. Nice. You guys like that? Pretty nice. Actually, what we should do is... What is this? No. What we should do is duplicate this. Go intermish. On. Done. This one we can just delete this. Oop. No, stop duplicating. No. Remove. Yes, remove. That was me, not you. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take I don't know if this is a good idea. I kind of don't want the full thing to come in. Extra scenes. What is this? Live scene? I have no idea what this is. Just don't want these boxes here. Or whatever, we'll just... Who cares? Who cares? No longer care. What's up, brother? Oh yeah, what's up, user CAYNZ? I forget. I'm forgetting the name that... What is your name? It's on the back of my mind. Yes, you're in the back of my mind. I forget what you're... I'm just gonna call you user. What's up, user? It's been a minute, man. How are you? What should we yap about tonight? Should we just look at CBC and so I can get mad? Yeah, some kind of... Whoa, Jesus, CBC. Kind of drained talking about fucking bullshit. Have you getting Carney destroyed by Trumpy Bear today? I have, man. He said, hey, Mark. He said, hey, Mark. Next time you make comments about me, you remember that Canada would not exist without the US. Do you know what I was thinking about today? I think that anti-Americanism in Europe is going to push people to the left, just like it did in Canada. And now we're going to get some liberal morons, like Keir Starmer's going to get re-elected. No, Keir Starmer won't. But especially in like Germany, where AfD should be taking control, but who knows now? I don't know. It's just, I gotta show you this. This is funny. I miss the OG map. It's the first Fortnite map. Me too. Just a percentage of white population in Canada. Funny. Keep butter funny. Wait, what? 5 hours of police custody, my phone searched and held as evidence for 3 days, all because my street interview about Islamism. Well, that's a follow. I'm back. Thank you for all your support. Bless you. Merci. They will allow Islamic games to violate and harass women freely. Isn't that wild? All the conservative influencers are calling him out for sleeping with the CCP. Well, bro, the entire internet knows that he's a CCP little bitch now. You're right. I feel like I'm gonna have an aneurysm if I listen to that any longer. Yeah, you're 100% right. I think everybody knows now that he is in the pocket of the CCP. It's just evident. He doesn't even need to hide it. This is the thing with globalists. They are so arrogant, so snide. They, so malevolent. Am I saying that right? Yeah. So malevolent. I almost got it confused with malevolent. So malevolent that they don't even hide it. They don't even need to hide that shit. They literally just tell you to your face what he's doing. And then you watch his actions. He got elected on working shit out with Trump. Not only is he not work shit out with Trump, it's never been worse with America. We have it's so bad that we're going to the communist dictatorship, and it's almost like that's what Carney wanted all along. People like David, sorry. No, 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 no. What is... How does he not have a YouTube account? It's probably just not Moose on the Loose. It's annoying. Anyway. Oh, this is a long time ago. Okay. Anyway, Moose on the Loose. Moose on the Loose. Moose on the Loose. Yeah, that's, I don't know if you... Everybody knows. Everybody knows Moose and David. He's probably one of the better researched YouTubers as far as political commentators go. Yeah. Also, his name was just sick. Moose on the Loose. 2 months ago, 102k views. Getting like 200k views on some of these. The 200k views on Trudeau gets humiliated. This is a great video, actually. It's crazy. Anyway. What's up, Rusty Radar? Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah. Everybody loves Moose on the Loose. His big thing is he thinks Carney, and I think he's correct on this a little bit. He thinks Carney has all his eggs, all of his investments from Brookfield invested in US. And then he's also got Brookfield investments in China and stuff. But I think Carney is trying to decouple a lot of his personal investments from the US, because the US is going to pull away from a lot of these climate agreements. And Carney's big grift is climate, grift, green energy, carbon neutrality, carbon capture. That's where he makes his money. Even his book, that's his thing, values. That's what he talks about. So I think he is way more aligned with China. Not because China has a better environmental policy, because they know how much money can be made from selling batteries, windmill parts, all this clean energy is produced in China. So, what? Canada has the largest moose statue ever. Now I gotta see it. Hey, wait, I've seen this guy. I've been to Moose Jaw. I forgot about this. Yeah. This is I thought this was sort of near a museum or something. Is it near a museum? Wait, what's this? They took the crown from Moose Jaw in 2015. That's it. Go to war with Norway. For the moose. Send in the troops for the moose. That's my hometown. There was a feud. Rusty Raider, I love this. Also, is there moose in Norway? What? I thought most of the moose had been hunted out of Europe. Okay. So they're like the size of Canadian moose. Huh? Why would you go looking for them? I don't want to go see a moose. Those things scare the shit out of me, man. Have you ever been too close to a moose? I've been too close to a moose. It's fucking terrifying. I think that was the only time I've been so close to an animal that I thought for sure was going to kill us. It was a moose. And we heard it coming through the bushes. But it was actually quiet. Like, we didn't hear it until it was right upon us. It was bizarre. Sorry, user. Do you really think he believes in climate change, or is he using it for Marxism? I think they go hand in hand. I think they go hand in hand because part of Marxism is, part of Marxism is the virtue signaling haves and have-nots and, all this other thing. So part of the green grift is, we're doing this to save the climate so that we can save all these people in Africa, right? Like that's part of the thing is they use it to say like, oh, European countries need to do our part because these poor people in this island nation, when the sea levels rise, their houses are going to be wiped out. So they sort of use that grift of Marxism, like, the oppressors versus the, whatever victims, whatever you want to call it, in the green grift. Like it's sort of, they use it together. Of course they do, because that's what the green grift is they just fear and, they tap into anything that they can use. That's my hometown. There's a few. They literally got bigger antlers for the moose. So what happened was, you guys had the biggest moose. Norway built that cool silver one. You said, nah, fuck that. We're gonna put bigger horn or bigger antlers on ours. Nice. That's cool. I like that Moose Jaw did that. Don't let Norway take that from us. I didn't even know that Norway had moose. Nobody even knows about Norwegian moose. Moose can also swim for long distances. Yeah, I read The Hatchet. You ever read The Hatchet when he talks about the moose swimming through the water? I didn't realize that. Did you know that deer can actually swim pretty well? I mean, horses swim pretty well. Any of those, what are they called? What are deer and moose and horses called? Eugalites. Eugalites? How do you say this? What? Say it for me slow.
Ungulates.
Okay, don't say it so slow.
Ungulates.
Ungulates. Ungulates. They're called ungulates. They're even-toed ungulates. Arthrodactylia. Dactylia. While horses are odd-toe ungulates. Pterodactylia. Perissodactylia. Moose and deer in the deer family. Yeah, they're cervades. How do you say this? No, not deer. Whatever that is. Ungulates. That's the word I was looking for, though. They're ungulates. Anything that is an ungulate can swim pretty well. They often swim from Vancouver to Vancouver Island. The moose? The moose don't swim to Vancouver Island. The elk do. No, the moose do not. There's no moose on Vancouver Island. I live on the island. That's how I knew that. Do you know what's crazy about the island? You should see. Yeah, they're generally smaller, darker, and more compact than the mainland Columbian black-tailed deer. Sitka blacktails typically weigh less. They're only like 160 pounds dressed, compared to completely larger, potentially larger. Yeah, because there's island dwarfism, because limited food resources, environmental pressures, and they don't have a lot of predators on the island, so they get real small. Oh, nice. Well, there you go. We both live on the island. Yeah, I don't think moose swim here, but that's how the elk got here. Like, there's lots of elk. Okay, but I come from Alberta, and we have white-tailed deer. They're massive. How much is a fucking white-tailed deer? Size versus Sitka deer size. Yeah, bucks often exceed 200 pounds. Sitka bucks weigh 120 pounds. That's why when I see them, I'm like, oh, look at that baby deer. People are like, what do you mean? That's a full grown buck. And I'm like, I wouldn't even shoot that thing. It's not even worth it. Not that I'm a big hunter anyway. Ugh. I mean, do you know what? Maybe there was some moose that swam. This is the thing. I bet you they didn't swim to the island directly. Because people would notice a moose swimming across it. It's a long way. I think maybe what they would do is like swim to some of the islands that are on the mainland or close to it or something. Because that's what like bears do and stuff is they island chain hop, right? It's crazy. Listen to this. This is in Maryland. Sitka stags typically weigh 90 pounds. The fuck? They weigh less than a human? It's weird. Yeah, why no moose? You know what it is with the moose is there's not enough space for them on the island. Both is a great answer. It's true. Yeah. Thank you. I did have to think about that one. Both Marxism and so what was Censor Icardi. Icard. Why do you guys what's up, man? Sincere Icard. Yo, what's up, brother? Yeah, like Gibson or something. Yeah, you read my mind. That's exactly what I was thinking, Radar. Yeah, you read my mind. Me too, man. Tired. Is it the weekend yet? Sincere. 3:45 a.m., brother. Well, put your phone away. For one. Unless you're at work. I'm just... Actually, what do I talk about? If you're at work, just put your phone away. How do I get distracted by moose? Bigger than Brexit? The Moose War is likely to escalate on Monday. It will be made out to make Mac taller. You're right. Bigger than Brexit, Moose Jaw residents insist in the city a fitting location for the world's tallest statue. I've seen this big bitch. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, my big thing about this was David thinks Carney is invested in the US. I think Carney's trying to decouple himself personally from the US. I don't think Carney likes the US. I think he's willing to make money off them, of course. Holy bright. Oh my god. Does he say this? Oh. Carney definitely does not like us. Does definitely not like the US. This is the thing, is David somehow thinks that Carney is secretly in bed with, well, not in bed, but because him and Trump sort of have like the same, financial, not background, but at least they're both from big companies, they're talking with billions of dollars. He thinks that there's a lot of connections and there's probably a lot of investment in the US for Brookfield because it makes sense. But I think Carney, like you say, I think Carney actually hates the US and everything that US stands for. He wants he would prefer socialist. He would prefer communism. Evidently, as you say, I think the CCP has taken him by the balls, Epstein style. I think he sees a lot of money to be made in China, and he's willing to sell his soul. He doesn't give a fuck. He could care less. I thought I already followed this. Maybe it's my other cut. He could care less. He's just in it to make as much money as he possibly can. That's all he cares about. And if you see Carney as that, everything makes sense. Everything he does makes a lot of sense. I do have to listen to this.
Tanto, esto implicará que, si queremos salir de nuestro oscuro presente, debemos volver a inspirarnos en la filosofía griega, abrazar el derecho romano y...
Yep, that's exactly. I agree with everything you just said. Okay, so what he said is, we must return to drawing inspiration from Greek philosophy, embrace our Roman law, and go back to Christian values. Those are the three things I want more than anything. If I could rewrite the Canadian Constitution, I would start with those three things. Greek philosophy would be mandatory for all of our education. Embrace Roman law. Return to Roman law, essentially, and go back to Christian values. When I say Roman law, I don't mean actual Roman law. I mean where Roman law has led us. Not this bullshit censorship that we're on. This guy's awesome. Yeah, Mile. Yeah, the problem is I don't speak Spanish. Argentinian, yeah. Sincere, I can't wait to get off this graveyard shift. Nearly there, brother. Push through. You can do it. You're making money. It's good for you. Don't give up. Then you can get off work and go chill for a bit. You know, get some sleep. It'll be nice. You're almost there. Leaving you. Yeah, CCP definitely doesn't have him by the balls. Beautiful, though. Oh. Christ is king, baby. Jesus is king. Don't you forget it. I don't even want to watch this. Wait.
For me, I'm an international student. I was an international student until I started my PGWP, post-study work permit. So it's a system. For me, those 3 years were really crucial when I have to work towards.
This is what's wrong with our country. Yes, these guys, whatever, you know, but the problem is, if you lived where they came from, you would do the same thing too. So it's, you know, I don't blame them for wanting a better life. I still want to fucking deport them. Don't get me wrong, and I would do it myself with my own bare hands if I could. But do you know who really pisses me off? What is this gay music I'm listening to? You know what really pisses me off? These liberal white fucking old bitches. These liberal white Karens that sit here and dawdle over these fucking immigrants that are coming to our country and destroying it. And all for the sake of them feeling better about themselves. This is the thing. I don't think you guys realize this. There are so many immigrants. There's so many people. India, they're having over 1 billion kids a year. Or 1 million kids. What is it? What is their birth rate? It's something crazy. I don't know. It's some astronomical number. There is no way that the Western world can import all of these people. So all you're doing is, instead of saving, you know, what this old liberal Karen thinks is that we're saving these Indian people from this horrible situation. You're not. That situation's still going on, just to other people. All you're doing is you're just diluting the West with these fucking people who come over in such massive numbers. They form enclaves to the point where they say, oh, your visa's expired? No, we have so much voting power. They think they have the audacity to fucking challenge our government and say, no, we want to petition you to stay. That's how much power they know they have. Think about that. They come to a different country by the millions to the point where they know, they understand that they have so much voting power because we fucking give them citizenship and allow them to vote. And then these people say, no, you know, my visa's over, I'm staying.
Stream or a pathway that was predefined by the government of Ontario or by the
Ontario.
of Canada,
Oh,
where I
Canada.
have to get my residency sorted. Otherwise, I have to go home.
You have to just sorry, one more time.
I have to go home.
One more time.
Otherwise, I have to go home. Which is
He's got to go home. Pradeep, I'm sure you're a nice guy. You know, I don't hate you. You're going on the boat. I don't care if you're a Sikh. I don't care if you're Pakistani. I don't care if you're an Indian. You're going all in the same boat, and we're shipping you to the same place. You guys figure your shit out, your South Asian hatred for each other on the other side of the world. You do not belong here. Oh. Rusty Raider, what games do I stream? All over the map. I did a lot of RPG, a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance, hardcore mode. I was going to play Cyberpunk, first-person shooters, Arc Raiders. I want to do Baldur's Gate. Maybe I'll start Baldur's Gate tonight. Could do that. Exactly. It's because of them we are being invaded. Yeah, and see, this is the thing. It's her fault. And again, you know, I would do the same thing if I was them, but it's also, these people know what they're doing. The problem is, jeez, how come every second song in here is so girly? Is this gonna be, yeah, there we go. These guys, in the Indian culture, they have a culture of scamming to the point where, think about this. In a lot of, maybe not so much in India, but a lot of cultures, especially in like Latin America and stuff, it's expected to have bribes to people in power. So even to the point where you're renting. So say your landlord, you don't pay your landlord, you pay a middleman who skims them off the top and says, "Oh, I'll give it to the landlord for you." Almost like a protection racket kind of thing. It's crazy. So these people come over here with this scamming culture. They scam these white liberal Karens like you. They be scamming the old ladies. They come here. They come to her and they use the vulnerable old women, boomers who don't understand things. You know, not only that, they have Indian call centers set up within our country. These fucking people just scam Canadians out of money left, right, and center. And then we say, yeah, we'll import another fucking million of them. And then they have the audacity to say, no, my visa's expired, but I have to go home. Yes, Pradeep, you have to go home.
pretty fair.
Wait, what?
I have to go home.
I just want to listen.
Pretty fair.
Yeah, it's pretty fair.
So we found a pathway designed by ONP. We applied in good faith, and we waited. We waited for days, months, and years.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, man. When you have a million of you applying for the same thing, we don't have, our government is shit. Just think about this. Pradeep, how do you think it feels for Canadians to go to the store and we have to wait in this huge goddamn line because there's 19 of you that shouldn't be here? I have to wait for you fucking all over the place, brother. Traffic, you know, everything. All Canadians are just waiting for these Indians all the time that should not be here. Years, why are we even processing these papers? Your visa's expired. I don't care if there's a pathway. You're getting deported.
Until they decided, no, we don't want these people. Let's.
we don't. Yes. He's getting it.
Now the people I stand with in the protest, I stay with them. Most of them have lost their healthcare coverage.
Why are we providing healthcare coverage to immigrants who come here? If you come here to Canada, you should have a job. You should be so well educated that an employer wants to recruit you from another country. That's how well educated you should be and, you know, skilled. On top of that, you should be, you know, well off enough financially. We should not be paying for your fucking healthcare. You did not pay into the healthcare, brother. You did not pay in. You're just taking out. You're just taking out and taking out and taking out. But this is the thing. They don't realize what they're doing because they come from a culture of scamming. They don't come from a culture of high trust. They say, oh, well, this is here, so I should use it. It's like, no, we save that for people who need it. You don't need it. You should not be here. Fucking hell. Dead ass. They be scamming the old ladies. Dead ass, bro. Yeah, go home. Hear you, man. Just
They have lost their work permits long ago. Right now, they are legal to stay here, but they're not legal to work here
I have a solution.
because they're staying on a visitor record or a visitor visa,
Why? Why are we giving visitor visas to these people?
which was issued to them because it was issued by the federal government because they were waiting for their OINP application. The officer who issued them these visas saw a legit reason that they can stay here.
And do you know what kind of pisses me off about this whole thing? Is these two guys are probably trying to do it the right way, but they're being competed with by millions and millions of Indians who come over here and they don't even do things the right way and they just overstay their visa. So then guys like this who are trying to do things the right way, I mean, they're all getting deported anyway. But if we only had people like this, you know, and we didn't have any of the other ones, I would agree with them and say, hey, this is kind of not right that we said, here's your pathway. And then halfway through we said, oh, actually, we don't want to do that. Because that's what he's saying, right? Is they came over here on this pathway. I think he even said he got a degree and there was a pathway for a job, blah, blah, blah. And then they got cut halfway, which sucks. But the reason why you got cut is because we also brought over everybody in your fucking family. And now there's 17 of you living in our country, dipshit. We can't support 17 of your family members. And so you brought too many of you. You fucked it up. You did this to yourself.
But the government has failed us.
My government? It's not even your government. He didn't even say our government. He said the government.
They have failed every worker who was working towards growing economy in Ontario.
Imagine, just picture this. Me standing in front of a podium in India, speaking to Indians and saying, what your government did for me was not right. It's just asinine. It's asinine. The orange man is my government. The orange man is my government. Amen, brother. You know, I don't love everything that Trump does, but when he says it, when he says the things I want, he just has so much aura. You know, he just has so much aura. He does. Trump's like one of those, wartime leaders kind of thing. He's not clearly not the best speaker. You know, he just goes off the cuff and rambles. But when he wants to say something or get something done, everybody's listening. Everybody shuts the fuck up and we're all listening. I agreed with you.
I had a chance to speak in legislative assembly, and I said the very same thing. Every sixth worker in our workforce is retiring in upcoming 10 years, and which is a concern for all of us.
All of us? No. That's my concern as a Canadian, not your concern.
Especially the unions.
Yeah, see, now he's speaking to the unions. Okay.
And the manufacturers are the owners for the company.
Do you know why, Pradeep? Because they can import you, and the government subsidizes, 12, 15, 30, 40% of your wages. They subsidize 40% of your wages, so Tim Hortons here, that's why they've hired all of you fucking Indians, because what happens is, say the minimum wage is $17. $17. What the company pays is actually $12, subsidized with that $5 from the government. So they still pay you $17, the minimum, whatever it is, but they are only paying $12. And so they're taking a cut off of that, off the government, off the Canadian taxpayer. That's who's paying a third of your wages to come here and take jobs from my fucking people. It is traitorous to the ninth extent.
Company, my six of my co-workers are retiring soon. They're already 65 and they're still working.
Yeah, there's a lot of you fuckers. I get it.
They can retire today, and my company owner doesn't have the replacement.
Well, in Canada, we have unemployment rate of like 12% or something for youth. We have the young people for these jobs, but they don't hire them because you are cheaper, you dipshit. And he knows this. This is the thing. He knows this.
And I have just 6 months to work, and then I probably have to leave this country. So the
Good.
issue is,
Get the fuck out of
if
here.
they have invited us, if they have told us to give our documents and everything and the fee.
I'm not even joking. If my company said to me, sit here, like if my union, sit here and listen to these guys, I would quit my job. I would quit my job and I would say, I am never sitting beside these people. This is good music. I'm never sitting beside these fucking parasites who come to my country as they talk about protesting against their fucking visa applications. Fuck them. Hell no.
And then they promised us that they will process us. So where is the fairness? Where is the due diligence that they have to do?
Due diligence? Due diligence? If I was prime minister, I'd ban turbans. They all leave in 1 month. If only it was that easy. But then, see, now we get into freedom of religion, which is part of the Charter of Rights in Canada. Yo, Dark Toxin, what's up, man? So, do you think the Loch... Wait. Do you think the Loch Ness Monster is real? Or no? Do I think the Loch Ness Monster is real? No, I don't. Make me bleed. My teacher hits me and makes me bleed, so I smack her. I feel like you're just making shit up at the time. Are you just making stuff up? Where in Canada did your teacher hit you and made you bleed and you didn't report it to the police? That just doesn't happen. What are we, in a second world country? You're 10? I would be shocked if that was true. Be shocked. Talk about the freedom of religion, that is 2 is over. Yeah. Well, our prime minister, the one thing I will say about Carney is he claims that he is a Catholic. And he claims that he practices and also prays and goes to church, and I find that hard to believe, but whatever.
If they cannot verify people who stay in Canada, how they are bringing people from outside of Canada?
Wait, what? Wait, what did he just say?
Is the due diligence that they have to do. If they cannot verify people who stay in Canada, how they are bringing people from outside of Canada?
Wait. Oh my god, he's right. Wait. Listen to this again. Listen to this guy say the most true thing ever.
So where is the fairness? Where is the due diligence that they have to do? If they cannot verify people who stay in Canada.
If they cannot verify people who stay in Canada, which they can't, we have an unknown number of student visas that are expired and people have not left the country. They said, oh, well, they'll just self-deport. What? They don't know how many people are here. They don't even know how many people they've imported to the country. They have no idea. We have the most porous fucking, the longest border in the world. People are just coming over the U.S. border. You know, we have no idea how many illegal immigrants. We haven't even begun to process how many illegal immigrants we have. And he's saying, how can the Canadian government, if they can't figure out who's in the country, how can they keep bringing people over? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So why are you here? Why is this guy got to say it?
How they are bringing people from outside of Canada.
How are they?
How they're able to verify those people.
I'll tell it to you. They're not verifying them. I'll tell you, brother. They're not verifying them. If you want to come to Canada, you go and you sign up and you say, yes, I declare everything. You just self-declare it, and we don't even vet it. We just accept that you're telling the truth. I'm not even joking. We just accept that people are telling the truth on their immigration form. We let them in to the country. And then if they're doing anything wrong, then we are supposed to process them and deport them, but we don't. It's crazy. Oh, USA, not Canada. Okay, well, maybe that Maybe that happens more in USA. Shouldn't hate your teacher. Don't hate your teacher. Although she did make you bleed, so I don't know. I don't know what. Oh, you said her. That's why I thought she was a her. Yeah. Wild though. I'm sorry that happened, man. That's fucked. Sorry. Where does the Loch Ness monster come in? Or is that just because the Vancouver Island or something, or Canada? I feel like you said, "Do you believe in the Loch Ness monster?" By the way, my teacher abused me. I feel like I didn't get the in between how that came to. Dark talks and I had a Muslim yell at me once. What would a Muslim be yelling at you, bro? Don't ever let a Muslim yell at you. Don't take that shit from them. Not that Muslims are lesser, just that one of my coworker, Muslim, one of the nicest guy I've ever worked with, super nice guy. This is the thing. I generalize and I say, all of this. I'm talking about groups of people. I'm not talking about individuals. Don't ever go up to an individual on the street and be racist. Don't ever do that. That's dumb. And it's just rude and it's just pathetic, actually. It's the lowest tier of racism. But when we talk about, society and global politics and different things, generalizing a population is because it's true. There are stereotypes that are true. There are things that are true about groups of people. If you can't recognize that, then we're not having a real conversation, are we? Because I told her kid had to get out of the trampoline. This is the thing. Where do they get the audacity for you to, there's rules here in our country, bitch. And tell him you shit on the Prophet Muhammad. See, this is now where we get into fighting territory. It's like, oh yeah, we'll go burn the Quran in the street. No, don't go burn the Quran in the street. I don't know if I would physically attack somebody burning the Bible in the street, but I don't think I would be friends with them. Say that enough. Whatever. I guess I told her kid to get on the trampoline. Just the entitledness, huh? Just the absolute arrogance, the entitledness these people have that come over to our country. And they just think they can demand things of our government. Demand that you yell at you for telling their children to follow the rules. I'm assuming he was a woman. If it was a man, you should have just fought him on the spot. Just kidding. No. But usually it's the Muslim women that are so snippy, huh? They just are. They just are. I find that Muslim men are a bit more laid back and you can kind of have a connection with them, whatever. I find Muslim women really hard to get around. They just hate you. Like they look at you and they just think you're garbage because you're not Muslim. Then they know. I bet she felt good at yelling at a disabled person that actually worked. And see, isn't that bullshit? She's probably living off your welfare. Your country's welfare. And she has the audacity to look down upon you. Oh, you see her all the time. Oh man, I'm sorry they have to see it all the time. Yeah, just ignore her best you can. That's what I always say. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of people I see in Canada. I'm like, this person shouldn't be here, but it's not worth it to be rude to them. It's just not worth it. You're gonna get in trouble. It's not worth it. Don't risk ruining anything in your life for that person. That Muslim lady, she's not worth you losing this job you have because you say something. Even though you're right, you'll still get fired. So don't do it. It's not worth it. And for what? She doesn't care. That's what she wants. That's what she wants. See, now they come out with this statistic. Canada 5%. That is bullshit. Second. 6%. 6%, 5%. It's such a lie. Do you know where they get this statistic? Is they say, "Hey, look at all of Canada. Yeah, it's only 5%." Yeah, that's because you're including way up north where they don't go. Like, they don't go up north. They don't. They refuse to. So what happens is you are inundated in basically the whole belt of Canada. I don't know if you've seen a map of where people live in Canada. It's right along the US border that is filled with Indians. Filled with Pakistanis, Indians, Sikhs, Muslims, Arabs. Absolutely inundated. Chinese, Japanese, not really Japanese so much. Heavy Chinese population. Anyway, they say 5%. I say go to any Walmart in any city in Canada, and I guarantee you it's probably 80%. I don't jest in that. It might actually be close to 60, 70, 80% in every single Walmart in Canada. And that's just the people. The workers, 100%. You won't find a white person working in Walmart anymore in Canada. You won't. They're all Indians. Thanks, man. Dark Toxin. Just to let you know, I love these talks you've been doing recently. I appreciate that, man. It's cathartic for me. I feel a lot better after I do it because, my wife gets tired of me just rambling for so long. And I like to just bounce things off you guys. It's nice to just have people to bounce it off. So I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me do this. They are laughing at us, yeah. How I look at it, I have friends that have more money than her. Yeah. Do you know what is bullshit though? Your friends that have more money than her are paying for her because she's abusing your welfare system. It's wrong, isn't it? Meanwhile, you're trying to work hard. You're trying to do everything right. You're not abusing the welfare system and taking more than you're due. And also, by the way, you've paid into the welfare system with all your income tax. And then somebody from a different country comes to your country and takes that from you. Like, just the raw audacity of these people. It's just bizarre, isn't it? Destroying this with Infinity Indians is a crime against nature. They are literally taking over the Shire. Wait. Reply. Oh. I already have premium on my other account. Okay. We talked about these people. So this person on the left, I talked about her last night. She is a Wales health ambassador, administrator. No way, Dark Toxin. You can't even get government assistance. Bro, see, this is what I mean. How dare your government not give you government assistance when you have 1 million Somalians getting government assistance? And it runs so much deeper than that. People, Somalians in Minnesota is the big talking point right now. But everybody knows this it's all over. It's all over. Our government spent an insane amount of money, and so much of it is fraud. It's crazy. Beautiful chick, I'm in love. User, calm down. She's like a whale. She's like a whale Muslim. This does not even. There is no way that you can tell me and her share a common ancestor with this person. There's no way. We share a common ancestor with these people, bro. Isn't that kind of scary? It's kind of scary. Oh, what? Dark Toxin, I didn't know you were one leg less. You're Legolas. You were Legolas. That's interesting, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear. I knew that you had some medical problems, but I didn't know that. Oh, man. Fucking hell. That should be... this is what I mean. disability should be for people that need it. What happens is you bring people in who just say, "Oh yeah, like I can claim this," because they come from a culture where there's no shame in taking that. Where in, our culture, if I claimed disability the same thing for you, and I said, "Oh, whatever, I have medical problems, and I'm legless like you," uh, I think that would be wrong, and that's what these people do. I wouldn't do that because I know it's wrong. It's crazy. There's no way we share an ancestor with these people. You like that? But also, so this is the Muslim woman. She is a Wales. She's from Wales. You guys know where Wales is? It's in the UK, England. She is the health ambassador for Wales. This guy here, he is the health or the safety minister. Listen to this guy's name. Asan Sindangare. How can somebody with that name claim to be Canadian? They have no heritage here. They have no claim to Canada. But yet they come here. And he is the what? God, I can't even begin to try to spell this. See, in Rouge Park, Ontario. Like, where is this? Just in like this liberal map, isn't it? It's just like... Ugh. Anyway, so they just always win. They put whoever they want in here. And his name is Gary. He calls himself Gary. His real name is Sathiyan Sagari. And Gary. Why did his first and his last name match like that? Like, do they just make up names for themselves and then he says, "Oh, my name is Gary"? What the fuck, bro? Minister of Public Safety. And the guy, he's a Minister of Public Safety. He's trying to take all the firearms back. He doesn't even know any of what the firearms are. 740 million. You know how many guns they've collected? 25 so far. It's fucking bullshit, man. This, oh. Oh. Oh, it can't even be Indian. Ah, damn it. What is this? Yeah. We don't need to do this. Cousin. I'm just playing, cousin. It's in their culture. They like to fake everything. I know. That's what I mean, man. You're so right. And this is the thing. Like, they just think it's like, oh, well, I'm smart because I use this. It's like, no, but they don't think of, like, the bigger picture where you're taking that away from somebody. Crazy. Man, Dark Talks, and I was just going to say, yeah, that's all you need, man. The great equalizer. That's what you need. Firearm. Learn how to use it. You know what? You actually have a stable platform for shooting. You could probably get pretty good shooting your rifle from your wheelchair. If you have a chair. I was watching a video of a guy who shoots from his wheelchair, and because when you can lean into the chair, right? And of course, he was doing like a rapid fire course where he's shooting the handgun, but he's leaning in the chair, hitting the handgun, and rolling to the next section, hitting the handgun. So sick. Fully disabled. That's in their culture. Hey, get off the keyboard, monkey. The reason why they're always banning new guns is because they want conservatives to be the evil pro-guns guys. They don't care about the guns. It's all about the optics. You're right. A lot of the things that they do are about optics. Wow. Are just about optics. Yeah. And do you know do you know what it is? I think liberals are kind of epitomize the thing where they epitomize the mindset that cares more about optics and less about actual helping. And the best way to explain this is when they say, we need to help all these immigrants. There's no borders, there's no illegal people. And then people say, oh yeah, well here's 3 immigrants, we're gonna put them in your house. And they say, oh no no no, not in my house, whatever. Or, the homeless, how they say, oh, we need to build social housing for these people. And then the government goes to build social housing in your neighborhood, and people say, not my neighborhood. And it just goes to show that's what people want, right? You know, it's all about the optics. You want to feel good about saying you're going to do the right thing, but you never actually want to do it because everybody knows you don't want the homeless living beside you. You don't. They're going to all over my city. They camp out in the fucking forest. They throw their needles all over. You can't even bring your kids to a park because needles all over it. It's fucking disgusting. And then no wonder they don't want these people there, but they say they do for other people because it's not their problem. And yes, it's all about the optics. You're right. Same thing with the guns. It's all about the optics. We don't actually want to take all the guns. We just want to say, we do. And then when the conservatives say not, it's like, oh, well, look at this mega aligned. It's all about the optics. You're so right. If you have a wheelchair but don't use it. If I was able to have a wheelchair, I would wheel my ass around. But do you know what? I think I would get fat. I would get really fat in a wheelchair. If I was able, it would be bad. Or fat than I am, is what I mean. Notice that they never ban all of them because they will lose their Marxist anti-gun advantage. You think so? Do you think liberals are keeping their guns because they're worried about US right now? Like, now they started this gun buyback program, but I wonder if they're going to get less guns because there's some liberals who are like, well, I mean, liberals do. This is the thing. This is the thing with firearms. And this is why firearms are scary, is that they're a great equalizer. You don't have to be trained with them a lot to kill somebody. Children just literally shoot, you can pick up a firearm. It's pretty simple. You point and shoot, and that's the thing. It's a great equalizer. So, a U.S. Navy SEAL can get killed by a Somalian pirate. It happens. No matter how much training you have, it's the great equalizer, and that's why it's scary for people. You can have mine. You can have your chair. Very kind of you, man. I feel like that's a personal thing. I had a friend who he broke his femur in like grade 6. Maybe it was grade 5 or grade 6, snowboarding or skiing or whatever. And he actually did it while we were in a class, like ski trip or whatever. But he was in a wheelchair, and he got so good in the wheelchair. He used to go all the way around like the running track like 3 times without touching his feet. Like he got so agile on that thing. I always just think that was cool. I was like, oh, that's like a skill. Then I realized it was probably very annoying.
I am European, and I am proud.
I've watched this already. Do you know what kind of bothers me about being Canadian right now? Is, and I think maybe other people are feeling this way, is we have disassociated ourselves with our strongest ally. And Europeans say, oh yeah, we're European. But Canada's not part of that group. We're not part of US. We're not part of that group in Europe. So who are we with? We're aligning ourselves with China. You know how far China is away from us? It's an eternity away. It's all the way across the Pacific Ocean. Like, we are not... Yeah. Like, we are not prepared for that kind of transition. we have nobody to align. We have aligned ourselves the complete opposite direction that makes logical sense. And all for the sake of globalist interests for money. For them to pilfer money from us. And people allow it. The goyim, the sheep, the NPCs, they vote for this. They allow this. You know, and the Europeans can say, we're European. What can we say? You know, we are alone. Canada's never been more vulnerable. Never been more vulnerable, that's for sure. Crazy. See, now people are talking, you know, this is something people have said before, but that's because we're so vulnerable. People are just, we're begging for anything. We're like, oh, Europe, take us. China, take us. It's just like, and everybody, we're pathetic. You know, are we just not pathetic? We're just like groveling, begging, you know, like losers. And we can't decide, you know, half of our population wants one thing. We have no unity. We have no unity. No unity, no purpose. You know, at this point, we have no shared history with a, you know, well, people say it's a 6% minority. I say it's close to 30, 40, 50%. Especially in 10 years, it's going to be 50% of people in Canada are non-white, are immigrants in the last 5 years, and they're all Indian. I think if you think about it too much, you just lose your mind. But then I think if I don't think about it, I just don't say anything. You know, it's sort of just like allowing it. Canada's #1 export should be Indians. This is interesting. I saw this today. Amelia, she's one of these. She was a character from this game. She's like an anti whatever, and she's like become a sensation.
So Nick Fuentes is now selling Jeffrey Epstein merchandise. Yes, that is a real sentence. Really wish this story didn't exist, but coming from Fuentes, I'm not exactly surprised. So you've probably seen this photo of Epstein before. He's wearing this navy quarter zip, the red logo right there, American flag on the side. It's a pretty infamous photo. Well, Nick Fuentes is now selling
That's so funny.
his own version on his store for $70, a USA quarter zip. It's the same thing. And before
You should have made it
the
$88.
Republicans get in the comments and say, no, it's just a coincidence, he didn't mean it. He literally announced it on his show today. He's releasing that quarter zip in celebration of Epstein's birthday, saying happy birthday to him live. This comes after
It's so funny. Gotta give him a promo code. He gets so many wins, man. It's so funny. So funny. Just such a shit talker, huh? Just such a shit talker, huh? Anyway. I left Montreal because of immigrants. Nick Fuentes just trolling everyone because they bite like retards. Exactly. Get it. He's just trolling. And you know what? He knows people are just gonna. People don't realize it. Like, Harry Sisson just giving him more traction. Give him more traction. How many more sweaters do you think he's gonna sell because Harry Sisson talked about that? 5, 10, 20? You know, I hadn't even seen it until I saw this video. It kind of looks sick. Not that I would buy it. I'd probably buy a America First hat before that. But okay. I don't want to watch that. That's horrible. That's him stabbing somebody? What the fuck? Twitter's like that, huh? You're just scrolling and then all of a sudden it's just like a murder. Okay. Just somebody gets stabbed to death. That's fine. Do you know what I think they should do? I think it'd be really easy. Not like flagging content, but it should just be like I mean, maybe nothing actually happens here. It should just be in a separate category. Like open or not kind of thing. Yeah, haha. Yep, that's the thing. People don't get it, do they, though? It's crazy that like 9% of the population just don't understand trolling. Do you know what's interesting? If everybody just ignored Nick, I don't think he would have a huge fan base. Because yeah, he's very intelligent. He's a very good orator. You know, like, and if you actually watch his whole content, I think he's right about a lot of things. I disagree with a few things, but I think he's right about a lot of things. But I think the reason he's so popular is because everybody doesn't want him to be. It's like the Streisand effect. If you just left him alone and stopped talking about him, you know, people would just move on to the next thing, kind of thing. You know, like, yeah, Nick's great, and I'm a big Nick fan. I'm a griper if you really want to know. But I think he is a product of morons who are so desperate to stop somebody like Nick, they've created Nick. That's what happened. That's what happens. You played yourself. Let's go Brandon on it. Go Brandon. No, I'm looking for a specific. No, as soon as I say I volunteer. Send me? No, I don't want to see photos. Man. Thinking of a specific GIF, whatever. Post that. I like that. President of the Conference of the European Rabbis, the rise of extreme right. Surprised they didn't just say Nick Fuentes needs to be cancelled. We're not the old Europeans. We are the Europeans. Oh my god, let me read this. I gotta read this. We are not the old Europeans. We are the Europeans. We are the natives whom these lands belong. And we will claim it back through remigration. Please, please, do it for you. Do it for your children. Do it for Canada. Do it for Canada. Come on. Terrified Haitians in the U.S. make dangerous journey to Canada. Try Israel or India. We don't want any of you here. He is the reaction to leftism. The pendulum is swinging. User, you get it, man. You're on it. Yeah, 100%. The pendulum is swung. And do you know what Nick is? Nick is like the pendulum. If you want to use a pendulum analogy, Nick is like the actual the edge of the pendulum that shatters the glass. And I think he knows that. You know, he shatters the glass, so there's like a barrier. There's a barrier, the Overton window, what people are allowed to talk about. And Nick just shatters that. You know, even talking about Epstein. Whatever, he just shattered. Now people say you're not allowed to talk about Epstein, what he did. Everything he did is wrong, blah, 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 blah. And now he says, well, Epstein, he even said Epstein is cool, I think, or Epstein had aura, or whatever he said. Because the reason he says that is because it opens the Overton window. You know, like, and Nick knows that. Nick knows that. And he's taken on that role of the tip of the spear to shatter that little pane of the Overton window, and he just shatters it, and you know what? People just flooded in after him. That's what happens, right? Remigration? I think I say, if I type RE, it just comes up as remigration on my phone. That's remigration. Yeah. I liken the idea of Nick being the tip of the spear, because it's like the very tip of the spear. You're like, yeah, it's what pierces, but it's the whole spear that comes after that really does all the damage, right? The America First movement is what matters. And Nick doesn't bend. That's also part of being the tip. No bending. You know? You must be the counterculture. Yes. World needs a lot more of this and a lot less of this, huh? What the? Do you know what I hate? You know what kind of bothers me? Because I do think of Canada, and because whites are quickly becoming a racial minority, sometimes I see white people out in the world and I just say, why are you so fucking pathetic? Because I see people like this. I'll see them walking through the mall and I just think, fuck you. You know, I just think, how do you just have, you know, this great ancestry of, you know, these settlers and whatever, and then you end up like this? You know, not that I'm like some huge specimen of an intellect or whatever, and I'm not like, you know, super successful or anything, blah, blah, blah. But at least, like, fucking hell, man, at least just have some self-respect. Stop walking through the mall in your pajamas, alright? Pajamas and fucking Crocs in the middle of fucking winter. You know, like, just... And then all your kids are in pajamas. And do you know what it was? His I'm thinking of a specific time. It was his kids were like 12, maybe 14, like 3 little girls, I think. Yeah, 3 little girls, or maybe they're just one of his and friends. But they're all wearing pajamas and little crop tops. I'm like, you're like 12 years old. Why am I seeing your whole... It's basically like, literally just like a top, a band across their chest, and then pajamas. And I said, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing that you thought this was a good idea to bring them out here like this? You look like a slob. They look like fucking slobs. They're barely wearing any clothes. It's disgusting. I just said, how did you fucking end up here? And then you have other white families and it ends up like this. You know? The spear example is awesome. Good. I'm glad you liked that one. Music's so quiet, you guys can't even hear it. Is that better? Yeah, see, some of them are so quiet. There we go. Doo-doo. Restart it. Doo-doo. I just get addicted to yapping. I was getting a game tonight. You know, I was driving home and I said, oh, I'm so tired. I don't really want to yap. I don't really want to talk. I just want to game. I get down and I sat here and I just started bouncing all ideas off you guys, and now we're 2 hours into this. And I'm just continually yapping. You know? The way I also like to explain the tip of the spear example is Nick is the tip of the spear for a generation. He's the tip of a spear for Gen X, although I think he... Sorry, Gen Z. I think it's Gen Z, sorry. Oops. Okay, I completely fucked that up. Generations, that's nice. Sorry, what? Yeah, so Nick is a Gen Z, right? Yeah, Nick is a Gen Z. I am a Gen Y. Nick is a Gen Z, and he is like the tip of the spear for Gen... See, how is it so fucking loud now? Hello? Yeah, there we go. Generation of tired being told what is politically correct and what not, and what is not. Yeah, man. A generation that is so fucking tired of saying, you can't speak about that. And we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Hitler. We don't talk about the Holocaust. We don't talk about Epstein. We don't talk about how women are being pushed to go to university, go to school, you know, go be promiscuous, go to university during their primary child rearing years, and then by the time they turn 30, now they want kids. You know, and you know what? This is only for whites. You notice that this is not something that Indians are forced upon. I don't feel that. You know, Jews are having 15 kids. I don't know if you guys saw the Tyler Oliveira video. Jews in US are having 17 children. Muslims are having 6 kids. Indians are having 6 kids. You know, white women are struggling. And then what happens is, Nick said this tonight on his show, he says what happens is women go to university, they get out of university, they've already put in $20,000 into university, so they feel they have to go work a few years in this job, this corporate job they don't want to do. But they do it because they said, well, I've already invested money into it. So now by the time you get out of university, you want to start a family, you're 32. And you only have, potential to have 1-2 kids. Or Muslims are having 8 by that time. You think that's how it would go? You say, I would be ready for the huge amount of money. I would ready to bet a huge amount of money that if there would have been internet before the first immigrant came here, there would never have been immigration. I think what you're saying is people would have realized that nobody wanted immigrants except the government. I think that's wrong. Well, you might be right. I think less, because I think there's a lot of Indians that are saying, like, even them, they're saying, oh, like, I have to go home from Canada, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think people are sort of realizing that, oh, maybe we've pushed it a bit too far. But I do think Indians, they just have it in their culture. If you give them a little, if every country said they'd take 5,000, they would send 5,000 every country. Like, they would max it out, because all they want to do is they want to deport as many, migrate as many people from their country to other countries. That's their number one export, is people. They have too many people. India has a people overpopulation problem because they don't understand contraceptives. Their people are inbred and low IQ, and they don't understand that if you have 7 children, if you go live in these slums, these backwater countries, it is filled with young children who are men, and there's very few women. Why do you think that is? The reason why is because if you have 7 children, a lot of them who don't make it out of child rearing are women because of abuse, assault. Like, I think there's a lot of women. What is that? Femicide? I think femicide is probably the number one killer of women in India by far. And so what's left over is you have a bunch of men. Isn't that fun? Like, they're just like, and then people say, oh yeah, we have a shared history. Do we? I gotta watch this.
No, really.
That way open at all. I can check on the camera.
Yeah, you can check the camera, because as we walked up, we went, oh, the door's open to them.
I could fight all 3 of these people, and I would beat all 4 of them, or all 3 of them by myself. I would come out of the door. I would slam open the door. I would kick this woman right in her fat gut. I would punch this. What is this? A little nerdy. This guy. I would give him a right hand, and then this other woman, I would just throw her over the gate.
Well, it's not open because I want to shut before the bit.
Please look at the ring doorbell.
Alright, yeah, what's up?
Name Anthony?
No, my door look like Anthony.
I don't know.
Well, you're the police, aren't you?
I don't know.
What am I?
That's why I'm asking, aren't
Well, I'm not. I'm
His flappy little gums.
What are you...
Anthony doesn't live here, so you don't need to know.
Oh, see, and then this is, and then I.
Well, what he's on here? I'm not Anthony.
This guy we'd be in a tussle. I think I'd give him a nice elbow. What are you getting arrested for? Please turn up at a house in England looking for someone who isn't there but encounter a British Viking. I can't understand anything these people are saying.
Canada gets a lot of freebies from us.
Oh, this is the quote. This is the quote. Women in India have 1.9 kids on average. Their birth rates are decreasing. They don't have a lot of kids. Abura. It's okay. It's okay that you think. It's okay that you're from India. Nobody cares that you're from India, but that's just a blatant lie. Let's just use Grok because Grok will summarize it for me. Indai. Wait. This... No. I don't know why I'm arguing with an Indian about this. $3.5. 3.5. Wait. I guess you're not half wrong. I will say. 1.9 kids on average. Okay, well, you're not half wrong. Around 1.9 in 2025, some models estimate. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Are you dyslexic? I'm not dyslexic, I just can't type. They declined from 3.5 in 2000. It says 3.5 in 2000. Sorry, I know. I just said you might be right. 1.49 in 2025. Some models estimates. I would suggest that maybe that's a lie. I would like to see how these are modeled, but it is interesting. What's this decline? Why are they declining? Why have they gone from 3 to 9 in 5 years? Sorry, 3 to 1.9. Maybe I am dyslexic. Sorry, I didn't say you're new. I mean, a bird man in fun. Sorry. Global cultural change happening. So what is the global cultural change that is preventing people from having children? I would like to hear that. I'm not saying that they kill their, like, I'm not saying they have the one child policy like from China. What I'm saying is that they select for, not select, but I think men work, they can make more money off men for sure, so that's an advantage. But I think just same thing in Canada. As a woman, you're more likely to be killed as a woman. If you're a First Nation woman in Canada, you're more likely to be killed by a First Nation man who you know than anybody else. And that happens to children. Like, it just happens all over. It's just a fact of being a woman. But it happens in India more because, and that's why I think there's less women. I think it's like 60, or it's not 50-50, I don't think. Fine, we'll look that up too. What, do they all just stay in the fucking house all over? They don't come outside? See, it is a difference. What about... Nice, that's good. Canada. It's reverse for Canada. Feminism and gays and stuff, yeah. See? And see, now we can agree. We're agreeing, yeah. What is happening? Feminism is happening in India? And gays and stuff? Man. Do you know what? Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe we're importing Indians to Canada and we're exporting gay stuff to India. Oh, that's diabolical. How dare we do that to India? That's what Canada does. We just export gay stuff everywhere. Well, what is with that? What is with that? Everywhere we go, we have gay pride flags. You know, our military has tampons in all the male bathrooms everywhere, and all the bases. It's just fucking outrageous. Yeah, and I guess that's what I'm seeing. Is when I see all this footage from India, what I'm seeing is all the markets and stuff. And because there is a caste system, not just a caste, but also a gendered association, right? Like, I don't think women are supposed to fraternize with men in India. Same way it's in China. Same way it's in a lot of places, right? So that's why I see mostly men. Interesting. Interesting. But there is a percentage difference. Like if we read this, it's reverse, right? It is 3%, 4% difference, right? Which is an interesting statistic. 4 to 5% difference in a population between men and women. And I just think that's because, again, in developing nations, men have a higher financial viability for families than women do, right? It's just natural. And in Canada, it doesn't matter so much. And I think also women live longer, technically. So that would also happen in a lot of more developed countries with more advanced, healthcare that is more wider distributed. I think 50% of women would live longer. So there you go. You add all those in. That's why. 2% is... No, it's not 3% below. No, it's not 3% below. Listen. It's not 0.3%. It's not 0.3. It is 3% difference. 51% men. 49% men. But what I'm saying is 50.3 and 48.4. I maybe I'm just trying to add these together. It just seems like maybe it's like a 2% difference, 3% difference. Maybe you're right. It's not as far as that. Maybe I was elaborating a bit too much, exaggerating. You're correct. I appreciate you holding to me account for that because you're right. I think it's not 0.3, but I think there is like a 2% difference, 2.5, if you're to do the math between both. And I think I am exaggerating, but I still think that is a significant difference when you add it up. This 2%, it's a big difference. There's 50 million, 40 million, we'll say 45 million, if you want to be technical, 45 million more males in India than there are females. In Canada, and like you say, like, this is the thing. Also, in a lot of these rural places in Canada and in India, how accurate are these censuses? I don't know, but this is all we can go on. We're so close. We're within, there's the population is vastly different. So when you talk about per capita differences, there's way more females. There's way more males in India per capita compared to Canada. That's sort of what it's a dot percentage, okay. Thought they were stupid when they were banning gays in the past. Yeah. This is the thing, like, maybe it's a slippery slope. This is the thing, nobody cares if you're gay. Nobody cares about homosexuals. Like, let's just be real. Do you know what we care about? Is when you start turning our children gay and chopping off their testicles and going way too far. Just like being sexualized around kids. What really bothers me is, like, in Canada we have these drag brunches. So these fucking women, it's all white women. It's all white women that do this, and Jews, okay? White women and Jews who do this. Indians don't go to these places because, they have respectful traditional culture. Arabs, Muslims don't go to these places. But what happens is these white women go to these fucking drag show brunches where it's a drag show. I don't know if you guys know what a drag show is. They're usually fucking fat, white, disgusting men, put on a bunch of makeup, pretend to be a woman, and then they walk out there and they're like dancing around in like a fucking, like, just a little fucking whatever, a Speedo, whatever you want to call it, and they fucking eat brunch. What kind of fucking asinine degeneracy, disgusting bullshit are you combining food with men dressing as women? Seriously, what is happening? What is happening in my country? Sorry, this is a great song, but it's so fucking loud. Fine, we'll go back to the top of the playlist. Hope you heard what I was saying. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, what the fuck are we doing in Canada? How is that? How is that possible? These women, they go to these brunches, they sit there, they're like gossiping and eating all their food, and then a guy comes out and puts on a show with his cock out, and they just what eat around while he's dancing. He's got his cock like what the fuck? That's just peak. Like just ugh. I hate them. I hate anybody who goes to that. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. That's what it is. I'm not sure. The global natural sex ratio at birth is not exactly 50-50. It's slight bias towards males, about 101 male births to 100 every 100 female births. Abdura, I just gotta ask, like, why are you going to bat for? I just feel like you're very hostile about anything I say about India. Would you agree that Canada is a better country than India? Would you agree that? I don't even like Canada, but can we just agree? Canada's a better country than India? Okay. Would you agree that America is a better country than Canada? Because I would agree that. No. Ooh, okay. Would you agree that Saudi Arabia is a better country? Saudi is a better country than Russia. Well, is it? I don't know. Maybe Saudi Arabia and Russia are the same. They're equal. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This is just a weird comparison. What I was trying to get at there is I'm just trying to see what your allegiances are. What is your allegiances? You seem to be going to bat for something that is bigger than you. Seem to be tied to an ideology. You are so right. I would say that Saudi is better than the US and Canada. You will live in relative wealth and not have your kids turn gay. You're so right, man. If I could wrap my head around being Muslim, I would probably move to Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I don't know. I will say I just think Western world is better. Just is. Women are better looking. Well, they're not, though. They're not better looking. It's just that they are. But they are white women. Oh, doesn't get better. A nice blonde white woman. Blue eyes. Oh, you can't even lie. Let's just be real. Not that it matters. It doesn't matter, but got on a tangent. But I see that maybe your allegiances are tied to Middle East somewhere, maybe Muslim orientated. But it is interesting that I mean, maybe you're just a very I've never had my thing is I've never had anybody question, and I mean, I guess what it is you just care about the facts, which is great. But usually I just say things like you know, the birth rate, and I'm technically right, is there are more men than women. But then we argue about like how much it is. Like, does it really matter? Yes, there is a difference. There's a discrepancy here. And this is the thing. We both agree that these censuses are not accurate. When I go out into the world, and how about this? Predominantly people who are forward facing in the world in Canada are women. You get a restaurant, all women. You look at our parliament, all women. You look at hospitality, women, teachers, women. A lot of this, men sort of do all the fucking hard labor and stuff. India, women, what do women do in India? I don't know. Do women work in India? They do like textile stuff and like sort of behind the scenes stuff. And men do all the forward facing stuff. So you're right. It does emphasize that for sure. But I do think there is also a difference. And I think that's also, I'm not saying that maybe having women more forward facing is better. I'm not saying that at all. Do you know what? I wish in Western democracies, I wish that women would be encouraged to have a family first, career second. So I think that if what we did for women, if you had a child and a husband at home, you had a husband, a house, and a child, your school should be free. Husband, house, child. HH. I feel like there's another way we could do that. Husband, house, child. Then you can go to school for free. And everybody would wait until you're 30, but that's it. Why am I killing myself at the moment with all this weird shit? Why are we killing ourselves in the West? Man, it's a good question. Do you know what I think it is? And I think it's because people... This is going to get pretty... People lost the will. People lost the will to stand up for themselves, and we took our eye off the ball. A couple generations. This is what happened after World War II. The West had it so good, including America, that generations after were allowed to take their eye off the ball because it was the best life they had. Everybody had enough. You know, one person was working, the other person was staying at home with the child. All this stuff. Everything was great, so they never had to worry. So they took their eye off the ball, and it allowed people like Jews and people who don't have the Western country's best interests at heart, like, you know, oligarchs in Davos, places like that, you know, people who are globalist Jewish oligarchs, to use that moment to capitalize. And people still haven't really woken up, and so we get all this. What they did is they infiltrated a lot of our society with things like degeneracy. But the three things you don't want for your country are open borders, a breakdown of the nuclear family, a breakdown of community, and a breakdown of nation. And so they did that systematically. Open borders breaks down our nation. You know, it breaks down our unity, right? You break down unity through flooding our nation through migrants from other places, right? We have no national unity. On top of that, you divide our country based on West, East, a lot of these payments and all these other stuff, and climate and, you know, oil, and so you create division. And then on top of that, I forget what my first point was. Damn it. I forget what my first point was. Jewish oligarchs doing something. Nation building, open borders, whatever. Something else. Anyway, I think there was a lot of things that happened, and just sort of, gayness, degeneracy, break down the nuclear family. That's what it was. You break down the nuclear family by promoting women to be promiscuous, not start families, but go to school during their primary childbearing years. And so you have women who are 30 by the time they're ready to start a family, and you can only have 2 children after that. So you reduce the birth rate. And so I think I used to think it was all just people making mistakes. No, I think it's orchestrated. I think people like Justin Trudeau and Mark Carney sell out our nation to oligarchs and Davos and, you know, NGOs funded by Soros and Jewish oligarchs and all this other stuff against the will of the Canadian people. And they want to turn the frogs gay. With whatever Alex Jones says. But no, they do want to turn your children gay, and they want women to not have children. That's what they want. And so we took our eye off the ball and we allowed that. That's what happened. That's something we can agree with. Yeah. Just telling you the truth, according to natural birth rate, on average, there should be 48.8, which is the natural ratio of women is 48.2. Do you know what it is? You're just too smart for me. Manny Devon. That's what it is. You're just too smart. And I appreciate that. You're very by the facts. So good. Thanks for letting me know. You're right. It shouldn't be that different. My question is to you about the natural rate of women in India is 48.2. Yeah. I guess it is sort of, it's not even that far off. You're right. So yeah, okay. I was gonna say they're lower, but they're not by much. Whatever, who cares? And even a couple percentage points, like you say, doesn't really matter. Okay. That's something we can agree with. The only country on a line is a map. If you don't enforce your border, you have no country. Yeah, nations are founded on having borders. If you don't have a border, then you don't have a nation. It's just, everybody knows this. From the eternity of time, from the, beyond Rome, before Rome, everybody knew you needed borders. It's what makes a nation, what makes a people. Trying to remember where I first heard that fact about Indian men being a higher percentage in India than women. Can't remember. It's probably off some Instagram video or something. I don't know. I just took it at beer exit time. Yeah, beer, and I had to go take a piss quick. So I love both of them. I agree with the gay shit and the feminism, but the border stuff I don't understand. If you're afraid of being less people than the Mexicans, how will the border stop that? They'll outnumber you on the other side of the border too, or are you afraid of them having political control within your borders? It is political control within my borders. That's my number one worry. You're right, yeah. Because I would say that the average Mexican is probably more conservative and would actually vote closer than most people in your country. You're so right. But do you know what our problem is? It's not Mexicans. This is the problem with Canada. And I agree with you. If I was American, right? And I was saying, we don't want Mexicans here because we want, but you're right. Mexicans are very conservative and they would vote closer to conservative or Republican in US, right? They align more closely with Republicans. So you naturally think you should import them. No, but this is the thing, is what you don't realize is America is a people. Canada is a people. And if you just import Mexicans into US, you dilute the American people. And I know that it's not about race. I mean, part of it is racial, part of it is cultural, part of it is heritage or ancestry or a tie. Part of it is blood, sweat, and soil. I know blood and soil is like a Nazi thing. Blood, sweat, and soil is also a big thing, and heritage, I would say, that encompasses all of that, but you are right. The idea is, shouldn't you want all the Mexicans to come? Like, if you're in Texas, shouldn't you want, because then you'd always be a Republican. But again, I think what people want is, and this happens in Canada, right, is we have a very different situation where we don't have Mexicans coming through our border. We have Indians coming from a different culture, a different religion, different heritage. There's no cultural ties to Canada. And the thing is, if you brought them over in low enough numbers, which we used to do, and they would assimilate, and nobody had an issue. Nobody had an issue with immigration in Canada until about 10 years ago. And because 10 years ago, they flooded it. And I think 3 years ago, right after COVID, we were taking millions, brother, millions upon millions. And so what happens is they create voting enclaves, political power, like you say. And I'm worried about them having political power and control to the point where they're lobbying to not be deported when their visa runs out. They have so much social power, political control, and they know it to the point I'm not even joking, man. We have I want to search this up, but I don't even want to watch another video of some crime in Canada. In Surrey, we have extortion crime of Indian gangs fighting in Canadian streets. They're literally taking their Indian gang wars to my country and having shooting. They're shooting each other. The extortion. So they say, if you don't pay us, we're going to come and shoot up your house. And they do. They go and they shoot up a guy's house with illegal firearms that Canadians can't have, but somehow they have. And so what happens is you have the dilution of a country, a people, to the point where when it's 80% Canadian, Anglo-Saxon, white, heritage from Scottish, Irish, English, French, that background, European background, when it's 80% and you have 30%, immigrants, and so they have to assimilate. But we are approaching 60% immigrants, 30% national citizens, or whatever it is. You're a numbers guy. I'm sure it's not exactly, but we're approaching that number in the next 100 years. And so we're running into a problem where there's enclaves of people who have voting power who do not have Canadian interests at heart. And so you don't have a country. You don't have a country. It's simulated into what, though? The majority of people right now agree with you, hate the most. You were right. And again, you're right. You're right. God, I'm on mute. How long have I been fucking on mute for? God damn it. I was saying Canada is my people. And this is the thing. Canada is my people. If you say an Indian, where if the Federation crumbles around itself, if you say to Indians, where are you gonna go? They're gonna say, I'm gonna go back to India. Where does my people go? And so you're right. You're like, yeah, there's people, they might be conservatively close to me, but we don't share culture. We don't share an ancestry. We don't share a history. We don't share, a religion. So this is the thing. You need to advocate for your people. And if that means that, we need to have people who are liberal within our own culture, then maybe that's something we need to deal with 100%. We need to this is the thing. I don't even think there's liberals in our country. I just think there's people who go along with whatever narrative is the most common. So I think there's a lot of people that would be Nazis in Canada if that was popular. I think there'd be a lot of people who are communists if that was popular. It's just whatever the most popular thing is, they do it. They're just sheep. They're just NPCs, right? Like, I don't really think that, but they are my people. They are my culture. They share a heritage. Maybe that's what's wrong with white people, is we don't care. We just is apathetic, weak, unassociative people. But literally any of the culture would be closer to you than what it is right now. That's the thing. They'd be closer ideologically, yes, but they wouldn't be closer culturally and any of the other things. So it's sort of a trade-off. I wouldn't take ideology over culture. Language, religion, history, heritage. I think the majority of people would leave to America, or they would go to China or some communist country where they would be like, let's be honest, your people are not going to fight for their country. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. You're so right. I think the Federation of Canada is dead and gone. It's just being pilfered by globalists. I think I was saying this when I was muted. it's just being pilfered by globalists, the World Economic Forum, who Justin Trudeau was a member, and all of the Liberal cabinet, including Mark Carney, are big members of the WEF. And so what they do is they just send all of our tax dollars to bullshit that gets NGOs, that gets filtered and chopped, they skim off the top. They take a bunch of our money. And so Federation Canada is pretty much dead, which is why I want provincial unity within Alberta. Alberta to secede from Canada, Federation Canada to die. Alberta can, because Alberta's pretty conservative, we can build that ideology within Alberta. So, Carney's speech was a twist, though. Yeah, people are saying like, "Oh, he did such a good speech." I'm like, well, this would be the equivalent of like, you giving a speech in front of your family. Yeah, you can do it because it's in front of your family. He's at his home, the World Economic Forum. This is it's interesting. Trump got up there. Everybody hates Trump, but he gets up there and he does a pretty crazy speech, and nobody says anything. Nobody boos him. Whatever. They just say, "Oh yeah, Trump." They laugh at all his jokes. What takes more balls? Saying something in people that hate you, and saying something in people that already support the thing you. Already primed to say they agree with Carney already. They're primed to agree with him. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The twist is he said it out loud. Yeah, the twist is saying the quiet part out loud. Like I said sort of earlier, is they don't even try to hide it anymore, do they? They really don't. They just think the goyim they just think they're NPCs. People just listen to that and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." He even said New World Order in China. Like he just couldn't be more clear that the New World Order is China is going to rule the WEF because America's not going to do it anymore. Yeah, they all love Trump in secret. They say they hate him because of social pressure. Anti-Americanism is the most popular thing. Yeah, it's just how Western nations cope with being weaker than US. That's what it is. Well, at least we're not America. Okay, I don't see you guys taking over, Venezuelan presidents and whatever. America's a superpower, whether you guys like it or not. So, will America take Canada? Maybe in my child's lifetime. Not that I have a kid right now, but maybe in 15 years. This is the thing. I think sometimes it's slow moving. Like, you think about Russia and Crimea. Like, it wasn't like the war happened pretty quickly, but it was like 10 years before that or something, right? Or like 5 years before that, where they invaded or did incursions. But I don't think it'll come to that. What'll happen is Alberta will secede, right? People within sort of like Crimea, people say, "We want to secede from Canada." Canada will deny it. USA will maybe recognize Alberta and then adopt it as a territory. And then if that happens, now Canada is at war with US. Will people fight? Probably not. Because what'll happen is Quebec will secede at the same time. If one province secedes, another one will. Quebec and Alberta are looking at it right now. Quebec will not join US. Alberta will. But, so what could happen, though, is the Federation of Canada loses two of its biggest provinces. You lose your whole French population in Quebec, which is sort of like your backbone as the Liberals. And then on top of that, Alberta secedes and you lose all the oil. So you lose your economic powerhouse and your cultural powerhouse all in one. And the Federation of Canada crumbles into dust. Dust. I don't think the American meddling in countries is a good thing. No one likes them because of this. They should learn from China just to focus on their own economy. Yeah. Yes and no. I think you are right overall. But I do think maybe I'm just an imperialist. Maybe I'm just a warmongering. But I just maybe it's just because it just gets my testosterone going. I just love the idea of an American empire. I just do. I just love that idea of, And this is the reason why. Because, like you say, if America doesn't take over, if America was isolationist and didn't care, China would. And China was. It was taking oil from Venezuela for a long time, So it's in the United States' best interests. So that's why. World War III starts with China. They won't have the choice. Either they grab us, or watch China setting up on the continent. Yeah, US will never allow that, right? It's too dangerous for them. Why would you go after Greenland if you're just going to let China come in your back door of Canada? Like, it just doesn't make sense, right? And that's why they purchase Alaska, right? Is to cover that back door, but it's not enough. Like, they want BC for sure to cover that coastline. And Alberta, so yeah. Country of the Jews, yeah. Well, you're not wrong. This is why our country you can pick this one, you just defend. So this is the thing, is you were right. And this is how bad things are in Western country. Strange move to cheer on imperialism during the rise of China. Yeah, it is strange to cheer on China. Cheer on imperialism, but cheer on imperialism while China rises to power. But this is the thing, is would you rather be Chinese or American? A simple question. American every day of the week. It's not even a question. So I'm just a realist. And this is the thing. In an ideal world, nobody would do it, and it's all international law and all this. That's not fucking real. Let's just be real. All the countries are setting up for World War III. I don't know if you guys realize this, but all the countries are setting up for World War III on choke points all over the world. The Arctic, the Suez Canal. That's why Israel's all taking. It's all the Suez Canal. The Panama Canal. All these choke points that are all over the world are being set up for World War III. My question is, who do you want to be aligned with, China or America? I know who I want to be aligned with. Do you? And that's why I say this. Probably Chinese. Well, then you are lost, my brother. USA all the way. Yeah. And I want to go back to, it's America's country, the Jews. Yes, America is heavily embedded or maybe controlled by Jewish oligarchs and Jewish world Jewry. Right? This is how bad Canada is I would take that because it progresses some things that I want, and then we can attack that. You can't. They are the big picture. They are the overarching thing, but to get there, you need to fight through the. We don't even have a country at this point. We need to restore national unity before we can even think about addressing globalists and world Jewry. That's why I would align. That's why I'd support. Well, there's lots of reasons I would support Alberta becoming U.S. dominant, but anyway, probably Chinese. Yeah, probably Chinese. Craziness. It's so crazy. We can all agree on this. Nobody had this. If I would have said to you, we're going to be talking about Canada agreeing with Chinese policy and all this stuff, even 5 years ago, everybody would thought it was crazy. Tired. Been yapping. 2:25 a.m. I appreciate you guys all. I'm gonna keep streaming, but I might play a game here. Not that I don't enjoy this, to be honest, but I'm losing my voice. I gotta go to bed soon. I just want to chill. Could do Cyberpunk, maybe. Yeah, I was gonna do Baldur's Gate, but no, I don't want to start that. I'd hop on Cyberpunk here. Okay. Guess it doesn't. Sexual themes, no, that's fine. Sexual themes here, thank you very much. Thank you, underestimating this financial situation, China. They're doing very well right now. While in America, people are struggling with drugs, low birth rates and stuff, China's doing way better for the normal people, and it's billionaires in America that profit from these wars. You are right. You're right in a lot of ways, but I also think, you know, the cost of China's progress is the suffering of a lot of people. That's undeniable. That's undeniable. What are you talking about? If you go to some of these terrible slums in China, these people live in terrible, they exploit these people, and it gets exploited in America the same way. But I think the thing with do you know what it is? I think China they say, yes, we're doing it. We're just doing that. Fuck it, we don't care. At least in America, they at least pretend. They at least pretend to care about the people. You're right, it's globalist and they really don't. And yes, you're right, in the long run, it never happens. But at least in democracy, it sort of seems like you're doing the right thing. Bullshit though, isn't it? You're right. You're right. I can't even deny it. You're just right. And do you know what? I would love to go to China, and I actually agree with a lot of things China does. And do you know what? If I was emperor, I would probably run my country a lot more like China than I do America. Because fuck people, fuck free will. They listen to me. Because I'm just a low little simp here, I want it to be the other way. I want to have a voice. I don't know. Average Chinese people have so much housing, they end up tearing down entire developments due to lack of demand. That's everything about China's economy makes no sense. They make more cars than they need. They make more houses than they need. They just, because all their economy feeds into the government of building all these things. It's all circular. In Canada, we can't even build enough houses. Crazy. Except the CCP will unalive you as soon as you piss them off. Who wants to live like that? See, this is another thing. They have crazy censorship laws. Yeah, and besides that, Chinese are not my fucking people, okay? I'm never gonna align with China over America. You're never gonna sell that to me. I'm never gonna accept that. Why? Why would I accept people who have no heritage, no culture, no religion, no aligning culture, religion, heritage, If China had their way, they would flood Canada with as many Chinese people as they could and take it over for Chinese people and interests. They don't give a fuck about Canadian people. You think China cares about Canadian people? No. At least America has allowed us to, become our own country and thrive above them and share trade. That's one thing. China doesn't do that. They infiltrate countries. They don't work as allies. Communism is slavery, yes. Somehow you spun abundance into a bad thing. If your economy makes 5 million more cars than your people buy and you can't sell them on the market, yeah, that's a bad thing. You know why they make 5,000 more cars? Because they don't pay. They have no workers' rights. They have no workers' right. They exploit these people. Let's be real. Don't fucking piss in the wind. Don't piss in my face and tell me it's raining. Whatever that quote is. You guys know the quote. We all know that China does some bad shit. That's how they get away with all these labor practices and everything. And that's why they make everything so cheap. And then they flood the market. They steal copyright. They make it themselves. They sell it for cheaper and they flood the market. That's what they want to do. Infiltrating other companies. Sorry, it's just super loud. Can't think. Imagine complaining about infiltrating other countries and then supporting the US. The US doesn't do it nefariously. Do you know how the US does it? Why do they have the music so loud? Do you know how US does it? Is they do with money, incentive, right? A lot of times. But China does it... with money and stuff, but they do police force. They do their own little headquarters. They do everything through their, government, not private. I don't know. And at least, do you know what? Again, Americans are sort of my people. We have a shared heritage, shared culture. They might have rebelled against the British, but they still are Anglo-Saxon, British, European, French, Scottish, Irish. My people, brother. It's just never gonna happen. Yes, I want Americans to abduct all the El Presidentes and take them back and run it. I want American imperialism because I want America to win over China and Russia. That's what I want. Americans are our brothers. We share the same values. There it is. You're right. All right, I'm gonna give you. That's how Americans do it. Chinese people just trade. I think you're right. Chinese people just trade, but they trade with strings attached of the highest order. Did you know that in the UK right now they're building a Chinese security outpost a meter away from the most sensitive cable lines and all? They contain the most sensitive information in all of the UK. Do you know that China is buying up all the land in US near air bases and places like this, and in Canada? They do things. Chinese are very smart, and they do things insidiously. Oh yeah, we'll just flood your market. Yeah, but that's not the reason they got Canada signed an EV thing. Had more to do with US than it did with Canada. It has nothing to do with Canada. It has everything to do with pissing off US. US has military bases everywhere in the world. Good, and I want them to. I want the long, hard fist of American military to fuck the whole world. That's what I want. No, I'm just joking. But I do think, again, I do just... You guys are never going to convince me that America is not... It just has aura, brother. America is Rome. And you're just not. You're just not Rome. I'm sorry. China's not Rome. It's never going to be Rome. Latin America is never going to be Rome. I want to be Rome. Okay? That's all I want. Rome is shit and gay too. Okay. How dare you? Now that's fighting words. That's where we end this conversation. I will not accept that. You're a spook who trained You're not a spook who trained to fake a Canadian accent, right? Do I have I feel like I have a pretty neutral accent, actually. I'm from Alberta, but I feel like I don't have the Albertan drawl or whatever you want to call it. Northern idiot. I mean, who has this flag if he's not a Canadian? It's a pretty select flag. Okay, we start the Rome movement. We are America for sure. We want to have the strongest military in the world. Start the Rome movement. Yeah. They got off their penis and fell. Whoa. Yeah, Rome did some weird shit, okay? But everybody else did then, too. I mean, they had, like, eunuchs and shit. Like, that's weird. And they, like, went asked, and it's like, oh, if the crow lands on this mountain or this mountain, we ride at dawn or not. I don't know. Romans were weird. It was a different time. Make Rome great again. SPQR, baby. Not an actual denial. No. You want me to deny if I'm a Canadian or not? I am a Canadian for now. Maybe I'll be American soon. I actually wish I had dual citizenship. That would be nice. Just Canadian. Boring Canadian. Although our passport's good. We can go to, I think we have the #1 passport. We can go to like every country in the world. So. One good thing about being a nice little cuck country. Everybody likes you because they just abuse you. They're like, yeah, come on in. Canadian and American since Canada is in America. Yeah, see, now you're thinking the same thing I am. Canada. For now. Yeah. My brothers, though. User, Abdurrah, sorry, I think, yeah, Abdurrahman Infantata. Yeah, Infantata, sir. XNF. I appreciate just bouncing all the ideas, even if you disagree with me. It's fun. It's been fun. I am going to play Cyberpunk, so I don't expect you guys to stick around. I'm going to go take a piss and take a little 2-minute break, and then I'll be back to play some Cyberpunk. But I genuinely appreciate you coming by and just chatting shit. And I actually like when people disagree, and even showing me how wrong I was about Indian genetic, I'm going to say diversity, genetic percentages and all that stuff. I appreciate you for letting me know about that. Search Chongqing Chinese cities are way nicer. Oh, than American cities than I live in America. Yeah, honestly, man, Chinese cities are amazing. And yeah, some of their architecture is just truly the way they stack their cities. It's just it. I like a lot of things China does. I even like China, but you're never gonna get me to pick China over America. That's just it. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna sign off on the political stuff with that, and I'm gonna go take a quick break, and I will be back for Cyberpunk. Appreciate you. See you in the next one if you're. Bye. 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 All right. Thanks for the stream, man. Appreciate you. See you next time. Social credit score, U.S. government sent. Okay, right. We do freak out about things that China do, but we get sort of similar treatment. But it's, again, it's all just implied and, you know, hidden versus not, whatever. Those things shouldn't happen in a proper, you know, Western democracy, though. That's the thing. They do. And you're right. It shouldn't happen. And then we criticize China for doing the same thing. Anyway. I'm gonna chill. Good night.
Howdy, howdy, Night City. Welcome back. My guest tonight is Lieutenant Sarah Kokoski, spokeswoman for the NCPD. Hi there. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Ziggy.
Wow. What am I wearing? I have a light machine gun? To Wakoko we go. Is this mine? Is now. Jesus Christ.
Okada, the Lady of Westbrook Estate.
When you find a moment, come see me. We must settle our accounts for Sandra Dorset. You did quite well. You and that friend of
Guess
yours.
that's what I got.
Until
Oh.
then.
Suspect's vehicle has been located. Details have been sent.
Oh my! Not going well.
All units, suspect has evaded patrols. Resume search immediately.
Get out of the way, morons. Never find me. Oh no. They're gonna find me. This way? The city, huh? Wonder how much better it would be if I did this. I kind of like all the people, but
Years of practice. You can see. We still going somewhere.
just go medium. That's fine. Hello.
Okay, I'm back. Talk.
What's that?
Hey, you looking for some company tonight? Well, you found it, baby.
No thanks.
Would we go somewhere, or is this a dark alley type of party?
I ain't ain't no scuzz-ass slut. I got my own place.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. Seems like a man.
Ever sharp and snazzy, Josh. Best believe it. Gotta
Best
represent,
believe
right?
it. What's up, Poe? Coming through.
Well, well. Who do
Oh,
I spy but V?
but
In my
V.
humble parlor, no less.
Wakako, long time no see.
So what brings you here?
Sorry, Abduria, blocked my messages. What blocked your messages? Chat?
Willing to bet nobody knows Westbrook like
It's not like I have any mods or anything, bro.
My husband's knew Westbrook. Yes.
I
Each
get my
of them
mods to take care of it.
very high in the Tiger Claws. Ruled Japantown.
What did they do?
They did what made the best eddies. Gave them the most pull. Sold sex and black market tech.
Always how it is. Oh, the auto mod. Yeah, sorry. I think I have it as open as possible. I don't know. Do you know what it is? I really gotta just look at my Twitch feature and just open it up. Sorry. I'm sorry, my auto mod. My auto mod. The auto mod did that.
We have some outstanding biz to settle. Remember Sandra Dorset?
I don't forget such things, V. Here is your reward. It comes with a fairly ample bonus.
What? How much?
Go see a Ripper Doc. They'll weave you a dermo imprint that will enable smart gun compatibility. A Tiger Claw specialty.
How many husbands did you
Can't
have?
help asking. How many of those husbands did you have?
5. All went before their time. Terrible family tragedy.
You not
Oh,
afraid
yeah.
that tragedy will strike you?
Have to live somehow. For my 9 sons.
Jesus Christ. See, Asians are having 9 children. How come whites can't, huh? It's because we're paying for all of you. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Got
I wanna talk
something
about it.
that'll keep you hard for hours.
Damn.
Where's your cute
What's
little
this one
ass
do?
rushing off to?
Should I get some titties?
Slow down. Treat yourself
No,
to
come on.
R-E-L.
Have to.
Yeah,
The fuck?
I can see that. You chosen something?
No. Don't. Who are you,
How can
sir?
I be of service?
What do you
Got
got?
anything that might interest me?
Can I wax them with this? The Pylomancer. Trans-Anal Express. What the fuck? Okay. No. No degeneracy for me. I'm a Christian. I'm Catholic. Good goy. Yeah. Maybe that's why. You talk about the Jews, they'll ban you. If you want to call me a goy, that's fine. I think we both know who the real goys are. People who don't even understand what you're talking about. How many times in your life, if you walked up to somebody in the street and you tried to talk to them about what we're talking about tonight, they would think you're crazy. That's who the real goys are. We all know who the goys are. They're NPCs. A lot of them are white, pathetic, weak. They don't know what's going on in the world. They don't care. That's who the real goys are. I support American imperialism. If you we can disagree on that, whatever. That's probably what's got you so upset. Fine. You're allowed to not like that, man. Probably wouldn't like that if I was America's enemy either. What the hell is happening? Sound upset. Are you trying to convince yourself you're not upset, or? $2,100. Wait, where is this? On this fast travel. Well, you're using Jews and fuckheads. You're using very... I'm not in America. I thought earlier you said you were in America. I don't know anyone that doesn't already know American is broken. Of course Israel is controlled by the Jews. And yes, a lot of people think America is controlled by the Jews. There's arguments that America controls Israel. I think there's a sort of a symbiotic relationship there. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. Okay? That's where I lie. I think a lot of it is a Jewish interest controls America, and I think a lot of America has interests in... I don't know if you realize this, but Israel is in a very specific point on the earth. You think they just chose where Israel was for no reason? No, it's a very specific strategic point in the Middle East. That's why. It's a symbiotic relationship. Okay? Yes, the Bible plays a part. You think... No. No. Again, you're right, yes. But also no. I think a big part of it is geopolitics. Do you think if it was just the Bible, people would... I don't know. Trump is not even a Christian. He's a Jew. They don't even control the temple they started with. You know? It's Muslim. The temple they're with, right? I don't know. I'm too tired to even think about this. I should... The third temple. Solomon's temple, whatever it is. Get distracted. Get distracted. My brain is fried, brother. Come talk to me tomorrow about Jews. I'll just say you're right about everything you say tonight. You're right.
Take your pick.
Trump helps Israel because sure. But to the Shmuley who owns it. Trump's kissed the wall, of course. Yeah, you're right. Right now. Okay. Cameras and turrets. Interesting. I kind of want the arms, to be honest. Electrifying, toxic, physical damage. Sure. No, it's not too. Skeleton. Melee damage, no. Cool. Let's do this. Health item? No. It's all melee items. I don't. Heal on kill. That'd not be bad, I guess. Clutch padding. Proposes because he's forced. Oh yeah. You're right, my brother. Brother, you. Brother. Dude, I forget how he says it. Brother, ew. Brother, ew. Can't even do it. I forget how he says it. What's he gonna give me for free? This? Do I really just have to do this, or what? Sure. Cool. I see. Well, what's going on in this area? Okay. Where's the car? I'm gonna kill this cop for some reason. Decided not to. I feel like is there supposed to be a mission there or something? Alright, that's it.
Why? Please!
Get out, bitch. Somebody else in here? No.
V, a vehicle of mine went dark near your position.
Here.
Fine. Keep an eye out.
For unknown reasons, the coordinates came through corrupted, so I'm unable to determine the precise location.
That's good. I'll just drive around aimlessly. That's fine. Get out of the way. Far?
Take asshole, stick! I'm going. Keep him occupied. Go, go, go!
Oh. Oh. Alright. Give me all your shit. The hell is this? Pussy. How can I... Yes. Yes, that's what I want. Alright, well... Where's this car? Out of the way, idiot. Just know where this car is, or what? Where's this car? So like in here? Get out. What's this? What?
B. Good to hear you. Finally. Been a long time since we talked. Since when Jackie passed away.
Calling to offer my condolences.
Offer your condolences.
She doesn't like that. Jesus
You lived
Christo.
under our roof. Have the decency not to treat me like some stranger you just met. I was going to call you. I prepared an ofrenda for Jaquito. We can't let him go without a proper goodbye. The
Jesus
ceremony
Christo.
will be at the Coyote Cojo. Many of his friends will be there.
Can you guess what country I'm from? Well, you've Invitada. Invitada in your name. Abdullah? Abdurrah? Are you... Are you Qatari? Are you Qatari? Qatari? Qatar? Qatar? I forget how to prop. Qatari? The only reason I say this is because my coworker's Qatari. I would say my second guess maybe will be... Abdullah. You might be like a wealth. I don't know. That's my guess. My guess. Sorry.
Say no more, Mama Wells. I'll be there.
I did not doubt it for a second. Ahí te veo, Vi.
Ahí te veo.
89.3. Scene.
Where the fuck is this car, bro? Really? This building somehow, right? Or is it like back here? What am I doing? They're just running around the nomads. Oh my god, I don't even have a car. I guess your country is Qatar. Qatar. Qatar.
It's all a shitstorm anyway. Wow. Beautiful city though, huh? Why only one light?
Let me go!
No! Shut up, bitch. Wow.
Gene!
Don't wake up yet. You're listening to A.
Stop where you are!
Okay, go.
Easy. Here to help.
Not one step closer!
Do that on purpose.
Well, you got out of the way, brother.
Hey, slow down.
Leave me be!
No. I'm gonna ram you. No, I'm just gonna play cool. Oh. Calm down. See, I feel like we drove out here, yeah. This is where it was. See, I knew it was out
Code
here.
0. I repeat, Code 0 in this area. All units resume normal duties.
What are we doing?
Well, there you have it.
Man.
I'm grateful, V. I've managed to re-establish contact with the vehicle.
Shock therapy works wonders sometimes.
There you go.
I'm sending a tow truck and a share of your fee. Yet only one of those is going to your credit account. Ha ha ha.
Can't find this anymore. Wow, okay. What? What's with the map? Okay. Really? This way? Or this way? Oops. Oops.
What the hell?
Did I kill everybody?
Hey, motherfucker! You're a bitch! Man, I hate this cowardly horseshit.
Потому что нельзя подставляться! Окружай эту крысу! Мочи, суку! Подбил! Соберись, а то все подохнем!
Easy. what? Hey, what? Law? How do I unlock it? Yes, you don't. What's this? Jesus. Get the code. Oh, there we go. Okay. What is handbrake? Base. literally just kill this person. Might as well just take their nice car. Sorry. Hello? We have to get out of this? Oh, it's just demolished. That's what it is. That's good.
Hey, V.
Hey.
How's things? Still alive?
For
Hope
now.
so, because I got a new gig for you. You got a clever recording of a Maelstrom initiation. Want to know more?
Not really.
Check what I attached.
Oh god. Well, I didn't think that would happen. Hey, can you just calm down? You guys could just all stop shooting me, that'd be great. I just realized, my brothers, it is 3:32 in the morning. Good night time. I appreciate you for coming. I appreciate everybody who's been bouncing ideas off. Great stream tonight. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching me play Cyberpunk. Bye bye. Bye bye. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Uh oh. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.